Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to make some super fun cards today, and I'm going to be playing with this holographic cardstock and showing you different ways to use your cardstock. So if you're just using it for one particular way, maybe we can get the juices flowing and give you some other options here. All right, this card panel die, this is a cover plate die. It has the words Happy B-Day in the center. We're going to use that. We're also going to be cutting down a piece of black cardstock. I'm going to make something kind of unique to what I usually make, doing a card panel with black instead of white. And I made the black cardstock just a tiny bit bigger because it made it easier to fit this color cover plate. Now the cover plate is for an A2 size card. That's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Is that right? 5. Second guessing myself. Okay, so I'm going to get all that cut out. I used my switch machine to cut it out. And now I'm going to go through and pick out the holographic cardstock that I want to use. Now, I am going to rave about this cardstock because, one, it's thick, it's great, it's really good for die cuts, and I have been known to buy bulk of holographic cardstock, and it has just sat. And so if you are new to card making, I cannot recommend enough starting off with a paper pad this size or the 6x8 size, because you're going to get a multitude of the holographic kind of patterns, but you're gonna it's not gonna take up a bunch of real estate in your craft room, which in the past I've had to purge it after a while because I just wasn't using it. Okay, so we're gonna make a shaker card with this this cover plate die. This is gonna be super fun. I'm gonna first put down in a 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive all around the edges, and then I'm gonna take an 1/8 inch size of adhesive for the center. I just want to make sure that I have a little bit of adhesive right in the center with the acetate to hold it, which is what I'm putting down now. And so I have to say, you can use liquid adhesive, that's fine, but know that it may smudge out. So just be careful with that. And so I opted for the 1/8 because I have it. That's one thing I would say to have in your stash is a different size of double-sided adhesive and double-sided foam. I have found to be really useful, and I don't go through it that fast, so it's kind of just in my inventory. Now I noticed here the 1/8 inch, I think that's the 1/8 inch, yeah, for the foam was even still too fat. It was showing through the front, and especially because I'm using black cardstock, you are going to be able to see that really well coming through. So I went to my little strips here and I cut them in half. And the reason I'm putting them behind the words is because I really want a little bit of stability. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but I want a little bit of stability. Another idea is to die cut this again through foam, the whole cover plate, and then just cut out the words Happy Birthday or Happy B-Day, and you can affix that to the back with some liquid adhesive. That's another option you can do. So just want to have a little bit of stability right there in the center. Now I'm taking out these little sequin mix thingies that I got. I picked them up at the Dollar Tree, and so I'm just putting that in. Now, pro tip, when you are pulling off your adhesive, make sure you're holding down the rest of your card with your other hand. This way, when you pull it off, it won't shake stuff and get it all over your adhesive. My head got totally in the way, so I had to skip right over that and just let you know I laid down the cardstock, the holographic cardstock, and now we have a shaker card. But it looked a little bit plain. So I'm going to take a glitter brush pen. This is a clear glitter brush pen from scrapbook.com, and I'm just going to cover or color, if you will, the Happy B-Day on the front. I'm going to leave the rest of it just plain black, and then I'm going to leave that front to have a little bit of a shimmer shine glitter, and it just separates it a little bit more. Okay, now the next thing, because I really wanted to add some embellishments on the top, I'm going to take some of these bows. These are in a full set of bows. And there's a lot of them. There's tons of different sizes. Honestly, this is a staple for me because you can add bows to anything from Christmas trees to birthday presents. I feel like bows just are super fun. And you're going to see a couple different ways I use them in this video. So there's more than just cardstock we're talking about today. We're also talking about how you can use your dies differently. So I chose to lay down a plain holographic silver. I guess this would be more silver, less holographic. Of one of those bows, and then I took a tiny one that matches the back of this card, so that is kind of giving it a little bit of symmetry and I really like the way that that looks. So this is an interesting color palette for me, to just go black and silver on my card, but I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and so I'm going to show you a couple close-ups here. Now I had to take the pictures a little bit from the side because on top you would see all the reflection of the lights above it. So, all right, let's move into the next one. Now, while I stamp out a couple of these flowers here, this card is screaming Easter. I wanted to let you know I got those bows on the background by cutting out another one of the bows in the dies and using the, I guess, negative to use as a stencil. And so keep that in mind when you're cutting out stuff. You know, you can use them for other things. Okay, so I'm going to make my sentiment here for this card. Like I said, it screams Easter, so I'm just going to make a Happy Easter. This is from the Hippity Hoppity set. I love the font of this Easter. It's so cool. I just say some of my favorite fonts have been coming out with the scrapbook.com line. They're very unique. So I'm doing a little heat embossing here. That's using my anti-static powder tool so I could keep the stray powder to a minimum, using some sticky ink to stamp it twice, and then some super fine embossing powder. I didn't know where my spoon was, so I just dipped and flipped, and we're good to go. So then I'm going to heat set that with my heat tool. This is on the high setting using the Wagner heat tool. Okay, that's done. Now, what I'm going to do with this sentiment is what I've labeled bubble cutting. I'm basically just cutting it out around the letters instead of a straight rectangular shape. It gives it a little bit more flair, and also it's very forgiving, so it's okay if it's not perfect. So I get that cut out, and now I'm just going to start assembling. So I die cut some more of those bows, and I used the same holographic pattern that I used in the last card. Loved it. I just thought it was really, really fun. It's got stars on it, super cute. I'm going to pop up my sentiment on some foam tape, and then there we have it. This is a super duper Easter card. So the last thing I'm going to do is just round the corners. I feel like Easter cards need to have rounded corners. I have no idea why, but it just adds that final touch to it. And if you're going to do that for the card panel, you probably want to do it with your card base, and so I do so. And now I have a perfectly lined up A2 size card in the Easter theme. All right, so that will finish up that card. And so I'm just going to show you real quickly how I finished some other cards. So my Happy B-Day one, I have this Hello one with the Sunburst die, and the background is super fun, holographic as well. You can see me moving it around. And that will finish up this video, so you can take some close-ups. Now, if you're hanging out to the end, you get a peek behind the craft room curtain with me trying to craft with my super techie husband in the room as he tries to fix my monitor. And so have fun listening to behind the scenes with us. You're sitting.
No. That's what I'm trying to find out, babe. I know that is the problem I'm having with that one.
Ah!
Just turn on. I don't know what's going on with it. But right now it's turning on.
I've ignored you now successfully for
I know.
a while.
It doesn't hurt me. You ignore me successfully. And voila. How simple can that be? For the, if you ever find look at that blue one, yeah?
Yeah.
Remember I talked to you about that?
You said something about it.
That's a USB 3.0.
Good or bad?
Good. If you find something, look at this. See, this one is more modern than this one because of that, because of the black.
Got it.
This is 2.
Who would know that kind of stuff?
Everybody that knows computer.
Okay.
USB and micro USB and USB-C. Got it?
I feel like I should keep this in the video, this conversation.
So you remember when I tell you in the future.
No, so that people watching could feel my pain. You can't curse on YouTube.
Don't put it on YouTube.
There you have it, folks. Reasons why you should craft alone. Thanks for joining me. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss anything from me, and I will list everything I used in the video in the description box below so you can check it out or have a closer look. I will see you all in the comments down below and in the next video. Bye-bye.